Hello and welcome to another episode of Lee's Listers. So in this episode I'm getting the Lister TM from the shed, loading it up on the cart and taking it back home. So what I'm doing here is jacking it up on one end. As you can see, Haley's on the engine crane, jacking it up. I'm just going to put some pieces of wood underneath to create a pivot point. So as you see what I've done, I've put 3 bits of wood under the engine. I've now brought the trolley in and using a bit of my weight and leverage, lowering the engine crane. You'll see I managed to tip the engine over so that it pivots further back. And what I can do in a second when that happens is, here we go, it's going over, it's on the balance point there. I can get the trolley and shove it underneath at one end to be able to get it on at one end. So here it's tipped up far enough that I've managed to get the trolley under one end, and what I'm going to do next is start jacking it up. Let's put another piece of wood under to be able to get it to pivot further, so that I can tip it over a bit more to get the trolley shoved under a bit further. So now I've got 4 bits of wood under it. It allows me to get it tipped up even higher so that there's more room under the one end of the trolley. You see now we can shove that under right up to the piece in the middle, and then Haley stands on it to act as a counterbalance so that the whole thing doesn't come tipping over. So then I just rejig the bits of wood underneath, so that it's a bit more secure at one end, and I've got these round poles which I put under. Then what I do is jack it up onto the poles at one end, which then allows it to roll on one pole, shove that one under the middle once I get it high enough. Making it a lot easier to shove down the barrow. So there's 2 poles under it there, then Haley will get that 3rd pole once I lower it down onto them 2, and we'll shove the whole thing on. So it was at this point I realised that Haley wasn't quite heavy enough to counterbalance it, so what I decided to do, I'll try to look for something heavy to put on, but I can't find anything, so decided if I just get on as well, there should be enough weight. With 2 of us on, give it a bit of a yuck, and managed to get it onto the barrow fully. So just move the bits of wood out of the way, a bit more of a yuck, and there we go. We're fully on the barrow, just about. There we go. So that's that on. Then I realise I'll take the pegs out while the engine crane's still attached. And I realise in a minute or 2 that actually when I lower it down, the pallet isn't sat on the barrow very well, so I put these couple of bits of wood under to secure it, or to make it safer. You might be wondering why I didn't just take the pallet off and sit the engine straight on the trolley with the 2 bits of wood, because I didn't realise that I knew the engine was screwed to the 2 bits of wood it sat on, but I didn't realise that they was actually screwed to the pallet as well, and I'd left my bloody screwdriver at home. So what I've had to do is load it up like this, take it home, and then at home when I've got all my tools is take off the pallet in pieces and then lower it onto the trolley on its own. But you'll see a photo. I did that a bit later on. So I've got my 2 bits of wood under it now, and it's just a case of taking the strap off, moving the engine crane out of the way, and bulling it outside. If you've made it this far, please don't forget to give it a subscribe, a like and a comment, and also if you tell me the good, bad and ugly points on my videos and what I can do to improve them, that'd be great. But yeah, if you could subscribe, it'll help the channel grow. That'd be muchly appreciated. I'll let you carry on watching the rest of the video. Keep going. back from the shed. So I'll just do a little bit of a walk around of the TM. So I've got it mounted on the little trolley. I didn't film taking off the bits of wood and the pallet and then drop it onto there because nobody needs to see how sketchy that was, including me. But yeah, so here it is. So this engine is 1921. The number is there, which is 29262. It's a 1TM, 10 horsepower, 550 RPM. So, being 1921, it has typically is a single cylinder. It has the oil filler underneath the carburetor and exhaust. It has where the chain cover should go, not chain cover, sorry, the mesh in here, so that's the same. But there also been a twin, as you'll have noticed. It also then has an additional breather, which is slightly unusual. It's also a blind head, both of them, as what an engine of that age will be, and it's a twin cylinder style 2 vaporiser. So it's a genuine thing, because in there it's got T cast for twin. I've not come across any more casting marks on there yet, but you'll see this is familiar. So petrol and paraffin side, so it looks like when it stopped last it stopped on paraffin. So now that in there has got the floating for petrol side and needle stoppers. So on there would go a starting tank, whether I'm going to move that out or leave it in, or I've got that to decide yet. There's all the other style 2s. It's got somewhere to start it with a blowtorch. But what is unusual, I said before, so you've got twin bowls as usual. It is twin. So both exhausts come in and the lever down here. So I've got a flange to repair. I do have that. And I know the exhaust went straight down and underneath as a single pipe. It's got the flapper valve, choke valve, which I did suspect is absolutely seized solid. So it's got some similarities, but it is different. What is a bit bizarre, it's got this, some sort of flashback filter return. So you've got an overflow from here, which is on, there's always 2 overflows on a twin, not twin, sorry, petrol paraffin. So one comes from this part of the carburetor, which you prime, runs down into the tank usually, and then this one is your constant pump on, so it pumps it up there, fills at that bowl level, and then runs down there. But they both go into this one. If you follow that pipe around the back of the flywheel, under there, pops out back there. And then just below it is the inlet, which goes down there, under there, up into a single pump, which I think is different to a CS one. CS is one even developed at this point. Neither was A's and B's, so they must have had this idea of making it single for a while. But yeah, it's completely unique, is that? Then also what's different, obviously that's single, but under there, that's your oil pump. So follow that round again, that goes to your mains, which I haven't taken off the inspection plate yet, so I don't know where it goes inside. And it also has a little, what appears to be a filter, and it draws out of there. It's a little bit bizarre. So I've got the 2 bolts here. I assume that's for being when it's been an automatic set, and it controls the governor linkage, also seized, as I did suspect. That's brass as well. So yeah, I suspect that's where an automatic start's been for a solenoid up there. And the magneto, that's up here on the bench. So that's the original mag. Just had it rewound. You can tell it's been in a fair state. But she sparks like hell now. I think the old chain gear needs a bit of fettle up. Some of the teeth are a bit, yeah, non-existent. That's the split one like A's and B's, so maybe it's just find a replacement one. Yeah, the chain guard is all as one, so that's actually down here. Just chucked a few bits down here out of the way so I don't really squash them. So that's the chain guard. That's also got a T number cast into it there, T9A1. And somewhere I did notice, I don't know if it's this side, I think it's this side. Yeah. There's the number cast in there, it looks like T1E, possibly. It's a genuine twin bottom, which would be. It's an M9 cylinder, so it's the lower compression cylinder for twin cylinders. You can't see it on this side, but I suspect it'll be, squeeze the camera in there, down there, look, there it is, the 9M. So both the original cylinders. These plugs will be slightly different depths to give different compressions. So if you get L1s and M1s, they're all different thicknesses. And J's and L's are different that way as well. So, but there, it looks like it's not been out in years. I mean, it's fairly gnarly, is that little nut there. So there's some work to do. I do have the copper Ys for there and also for there, so that saves them to make them. I think it's frost free, which would be a miracle. So yeah, that is the TM. One other thing that's different on twins, you'll notice on the flywheels, if you follow them round, there's no weights in them. So usually in one of these spokes, they step up, come across and down. Where this has a little bulge in there, and that's it. And then I said before, there's the pulley. Hold on, my Alexa's playing silly beggars. Alexa, stop! So there's the original pulley for the screen cooling. So I'll be putting that back. And obviously, same old same, two lots of everything. So I think it's this one here, which is the inlet, which is stuck open. And all the others go up and down. There'll be a bit of repair on there, which I would expect. Nothing on that side, so I'll try not to break that one. Yeah, there's all sorts of different stuff. Little draining bottom of there. So that's new. And I did notice on inspection that the pipes, these pipes here, the oilers, are a lot smaller. I've not actually had a peek in them myself yet, so I'm interested to have a look. I mean, the engine, shit, that was close, near a bit of wood on my foot, has a load of original paint. My plan is to try and preserve as much of that as possible. But yeah, that's what it's going to get restored on for now. So what I'll do, take it bit by bits, film it all, but I'll probably take this flywheel off and then have a good inspect back of there, get a lot of photos and videos and all that sort of stuff, then take the vaporiser off, because it's like hen's teeth is that. And just start taking it bit by bit. But yeah, really looking forward to this. I mean, that's another. It's a bit suspect, does that one? But yeah, I might with an induction here at work, so some of these are a bit gnarly. Yeah, say that one. So I might just get that, drop it over, warm up, take it off. At least I am getting the gas torch on, and I suspect these will just ping, 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 ping. They won't. I don't think they'll come off very easy. So, yeah. If I, gonna sneeze. If I fall one, we might stand a sporting chance of getting them off. So yeah, that's the 1921 TM. A little bit of history. It was found in Wales on a farm, and apparently it went from a sawmill somewhere in Wales and somewhere I can't pronounce. I'm not going to try. From there to a farm, and it spent the rest of its days on this farm until it was found by a collector. Well, it was known of a collector for about 40 years, and it was eventually bought by this collector and then exported to Holland. 17 or 18, I can't quite remember. 18, I think. I've got it written down. And then I bought it back off him in 20 or 21, I think it was. I'll have to look back to be exact, but it spent a short stint out of the country. And that's where it lost its woodwork for the trolley, but I've sussed the sizing for that. But other than that, he did nothing. I've not done anything with it apart from just go around with WD and try and free stuff off. My plan is to get it into biggish lumps. So a block at least, flywheels off, heads off possibly, and then take it to work and steam clean it, because it is pretty grimy. Or if you get into big lumps, they're easy to clean rather than as a whole, because you'll find you tend to can't get in between the cylinders very well. So I might take one head off, leave one head on, and like the vaporiser, it'd be easier to lay it on the floor and roll it round and clean it rather than try and clean as it is. But yeah, that's why I brought it home, to try and get it into a few bits, and then I'll load it back up on the trailer, take it to work, get a right good steam cleaning. All that time I'm going to spray all this with a bit more WD or duck oil or degreaser or brake cleaner or something, just to try and loosen off all around the flywheels, because they're quite nice, around the base of the valves, because they're fairly grimy down there. And yeah, that's the plan. View from that side, and also the eagle eye views will notice I've painted my floor, gone for some sort of like grippy paint this time, and have a bit of a shuffle around trying to make a bit more room. But you see the old benches, still a bit of a shit tip and dumping ground. I just need to have a square up and find somewhere the bike's going to live, whether it'll go a bit further back or it'll come down into this corner down here. Eventually this side of the garage, I'm going to take it off and move it out, because I've wasted a lot of wasted ground down there. So I've been sectional, going to take it off here and the whole side, shove the whole side back, and then fill in the roof up there. So I'll gain about 3 foot of this end of the garage, which will either be enough room for a bike or tinkering. Either way, I need to make more room in here, because it's not exactly practical, particularly now I've got this and it's like 4 foot wide. I mean, that trolley is 4.5 feet wide and it is as long as a trolley, so I only actually have in here, so I've restored the the J, K, M, P and Q all in this room here. So this bit of room is basically 5.5 feet wide that way and 7 feet long that way. So we don't actually need a lot of room to work on these. People are always quite surprised that, but yeah, about 7 feet that way, 5.5 feet that way, and it's usually a bit of a jiggery pokery act. Sometimes just shuffling this way right tight up to the bike, which is ideal, and if it's a real big job, shuffle it outside, or if it's not raining. But yeah, I hope you've enjoyed that. So I waffled on a little bit. But yeah, this is the restoration start of the Lister TM. Please don't forget to subscribe, give me a share, give me a like, give me a comment, tell me good, bad and ugly points, you know, anything you want to ask the questions. I'll always try and help and answer where I can. Yeah, and I'll see you next video. Thanks for watching. See you later. Tarra.